Listen, this is either going to be my most popular episode or my least popular episode, and I think by a lot. And the truth is, I have no clue which one it's going to be. This is either going to resonate with you and be really helpful, or you're going to stop listening to this podcast. And I'm willing to roll those dice. So let's go for it. Going to be very honest. I'm tired of having the same conversations over and over again with MSPs I meet out in the wild, with business owners I meet out in the wild, about the problems that they're facing, how hard it is specifically to grow their business. I should caveat this and say, I'm coming at you with a pretty spicy take today, and you could caveat this and say, I understand viscerally how hard it is. I'm also growing my business. I also have grown many businesses, and I did not come out of the womb slinging deals, okay? I had to develop these skills that I have, and it's been very, very hard for me too. I've been through a tremendous amount of crap since I started my business in my personal life. So I get it, and I'm not here to diminish your experience. What I am here to do is zoom you out so that you can right-size your perspective on your pain, okay? Because the truth is that this is hard for you, and I understand that. But if it's the only thing you're looking at is how hard this is, all of a sudden, you're going to start acting and thinking like a victim. But I want you to listen to me. The fact that it's hard does not make you a victim. The fact that nobody is buying your services right now does not mean that the world is out to get you, or the market is out to get you, or that your competitors are out to get you. It doesn't mean that all hope is lost and that you can't get everything you want in life. It's just going to be harder than you thought it was going to be. But you asked for this. When you started a business, you asked for this. You said, I want to be in charge. This is what being in charge means. You have to deal with all the stuff that no one else is capable of dealing with, including yourself. So you need to get comfortable developing skills to handle things that you hitherto could not handle. There's no such thing as someone who is incapable of selling. Doesn't exist. Are there natural sales people? Sure. Are you a natural salesperson? If I'm speaking to you, you're probably not a natural salesperson. Okay, so that means you've got a little bit of adversity here in front of you. There's a little bit of pain between you and what you want. That doesn't mean it's impossible. It means you have to do something you didn't want to do, like grow as a person, humble yourself, submit to an authority on the topic, educate yourself, try and fail over and over again. These are basic life principles. They're probably things you've done in other areas of your life. And for whatever reason, you've got a block here. You're saying, I can't sell, I won't sell, I'm just not going to be the one who sells, I can't grow my business, I need someone to rescue me. I need somebody to come and grow my business for me. No, you don't. And you can't have it. You can't have it. There's no magic bullet. There's no magic fairy who's going to come in and fix all these problems. Stop it. You either need to handle this like a business owner, or you need to accept the circumstances you have right now as your permanent circumstances. Do you want to live your life forever with everything that you have right now and nothing more? Yes or no? Not maybe, not, but it's hard. Yes or no? The answer is yes. Then what are we even talking about? Fine. Then I'm assuming you're independently wealthy. You don't need anything else. No, if you want more than you have right now, then you have to change, grow, try something, try the same thing again, try the same thing 500 more times. That's what life is. When I started my business, let me say it this way. When I started Feel Good MSP, at the time, I had just received a letter saying, hey, if you, basically a letter that was evicting me from the house that I was renting. A dream house with my wife. It was way too expensive for us to buy at the time. and it was in Pasadena, a neighborhood I loved. I knew all my neighbors. It was absolutely everything. I wanted to start and raise a family in that house, and I got a letter, you have to move out right now. So what I ended up doing was temporarily moving out of state, subletting both rooms in my house to some friends, and I was living in an Airbnb out of state when I started my business. Okay, I went through a lot of personal loss. Catch me sometime one-on-one. I'll tell you the full story. I won't tell it on this platform, but I'll say that there was a lot of bereavement leave in the first 12 months of the business. I was on unemployment to pay my Airbnb, long-term Airbnb rate, which was cheaper than my house in Pasadena, by the way. And that was my situation. I moved into another house several months later, and within 1 week of moving there, my wife became incredibly ill, and we learned that we had black mold in the apartment that we moved into. We had signed a 1-year lease. The black mold was very toxic. We started getting sicker and sicker and sicker. That resulted in less than a year later having to essentially escape from our house as we were being slowly poisoned by the air we were breathing as we were laying in bed. Many of my friends and colleagues at the time straight up didn't believe me because it was such an extreme case. They had never heard of it. They just literally assumed that it was psychosomatic or we were lying or something. We were being gaslit by the landlords, blah, blah, blah. Won't get into it. I lost almost probably like 80 to 90% of my personal possessions I had to throw away. We had to throw away most of our wedding gifts. You know, we had been married, 5 years at the time. My wife had to throw away her wedding dress. I had to throw away tons of sentimental objects given to me. I had to quarantine a painting that my father painted. My father can no longer paint. I was down to a few t-shirts. I had one garbage bag full of clothes left and a few objects that were left to my name. I had to sort of flee to another place that we burned our entire savings. All my life savings gone, completely gone, down to almost no money. Got into a new place to live, all the while running my business that was at the time less than a year old. Okay, I actually had to live in a friend's basement for 7 months while we sorted everything out, tried to rebuild our lives, tried to rebuild our health because I was very sick. My wife was extremely sick, to the point where she was curled in a fetal position, weeping for hours a day. While I'm starting my business, do you understand? While I'm cold calling strangers on LinkedIn and getting hung up on and getting successes and all of these things. I've never told this story publicly before, but the reason I'm telling you this story is not so you feel sorry for me, is I'm trying to show you that there's actual authority behind what I'm telling you. I know how to do something really hard, and I know for a fact that you can succeed. I know it. I know it. I'm not the most talented person. I'm not the smartest person. I don't really barely know anything about technology. I mean, I know how to sell managed services, but I have no technical background. I know what a hypervisor is. I know how to explain virtualization to a fifth grader or to a CFO, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't set up a RAID configuration in a server. I don't know how to do that stuff. You are probably smarter than me. In your area of expertise, you're definitely smarter than me. I was sick. I couldn't work full days. I was driving back and forth to a place where I was working from, running workshops in the same t-shirt every day because I only had one t-shirt, in a bare bones apartment room, all white walls. I didn't have curtains to hang because I had to throw my curtains away and I was completely broke. So I just had bad light coming in the room. I remember some people being like, "Yeah, what's going on with your design aesthetic? It's not doesn't look very good." This was what my everyday life was. I spent every waking moment painstakingly trying to recover from these circumstances. Boom. In that same year, I had another very, very deep family loss. No time for bereavement at all. Finally started healing from all the mold stuff, blah, blah, blah. Business getting a little bit of traction here or there. Next year, boom, major loss. I got 0 days of bereavement. 0. My father had a stroke and I lost a family member on the same day, within the same hour. And the next day I was running a workshop, and you would have never known because I had no choice. And did these things affect the growth of my business? Of course they did. I would probably be significantly further along had I not had all that adversity. But all the while, as I'm working 9:30 at night, sitting at my desk, programming automations in make.com to try to get all this stuff done because I didn't really have any help, I'm just repeating the mantra over and over again. I had a 5-word mantra that saved my life. The mantra was, this is going to work. If you're watching this on video, you can see that mantra behind me. I printed that out and I posted it on my wall. That's not just a cute little thing to me. That was a core belief that I hardwired into my brain to override my circumstances. I said, listen, this is going to work. What's beautiful about that phrase for me is it doesn't mean this is going to be easy. It doesn't mean this is going to work right away or the first time, or this is going to work the way I thought it was going to work. None of that's true, but I know in the end, I will prevail as long as I keep the core belief that this is going to work. Logging long days, hard days, sick days, bereaved days, growing the business. And perhaps I've got a chip on my shoulder about it. Maybe there's a layer in here where I have a hard time feeling sympathy for incredibly solvable problems that people let overwhelm them. And maybe that's something I should work on to become a more compassionate person. But the truth is, I don't really think that's what it is. I think it's that I have so much belief in my clients, in my prospects, I have so much belief in the average person because I know what the human spirit is capable of firsthand and through all of the amazing motivations and inspirations I've had in my life. We've all got stories of things we've had to overcome and things that our mentors and colleagues and family members have had to overcome that are mind-blowing. So that's why I get frustrated when we all have these amazing examples of perseverance around us. But then we get so tunnel visioned through the crippling vice of self-pity. We look at the thing that we're not good at, that we hate doing, that we need to work well, like sales and marketing. It doesn't work. We try it 3 times, 4 times, unsuccessful. I called 25 people. Nobody even answered. The sales doesn't work in my city. And we just completely shut down. You could actually probably make a case that it's incredibly arrogant to assume that your experience overwrites the larger experience of the collective around you. Well, you know that MSPs around you are succeeding. You're not succeeding. And you've decided that all of them are fake news and your experience is the only real one. That's very arrogant. You are deciding that you get to determine the lens of reality. No, it's much more likely that you're the problem and that there's very solvable issues that you just need to address in your mindset, in your behavior, more likely just in the repetition of your behavior. You probably did a decent job. You just didn't do it enough. This is what growing a business is. This is what you signed up for. This is what being the boss means. Stop feeling sorry for yourself that it's hard. I'm not sorry for you. I'm not. I'm empathetic to your experience, but you're not a victim of the circumstances for which you signed up. So what do you actually do? Maybe I'm speaking to you and you're feeling incredibly convicted, maybe a little bit bullied, but you're not feeling motivated. Fine. I'm not trying to use shame to get you out of your cycle, but you might need a bit of a defibrillation here. You might need to zoom out and realize, oh my gosh, I am acting very childish. I'm whining, fixating over things that I have control over, but I have not yet taken the action to course correct. Listen to me. You and I both know that you probably know the thing you need to do next. You're just not doing it. It either requires some humility. You need to go to somebody who's better than you and ask advice, and you just haven't been comfortable yet doing so. It requires a degree of probably vulnerability. You got to go to a workshop. You don't like going to workshops because you like to be the boss, or I don't know what it is. Maybe you need to apologize to somebody who was helping you and the relationship is soured and now you need to go back and make things right. I don't know what it is, but there's something that's required of you that you just haven't yet decided to pay. But you and I both know, you know what to do. You know what book to read. You know what action to take. You know what risk to take. There's something stopping you. So between now and the thing between you, where you are, and everything you want in life that you don't have, is that single roadblock. It doesn't mean there won't be more roadblocks. What I'm telling you is the next thing in front of you is this block. You will go nowhere until you overcome it. So overcome it. Look at it, identify it, say it out loud, and then make a plan. That's all I'm asking of you. What I'm offering you is everything you want in life, and I'm telling you exactly how to get it. It's very simple. You just have to do the hardest possible thing, which is overcome the roadblock inside, or maybe outside, the roadblock that's in front of you. If you can make this pivot from nothing ever works to this is going to work, from why is this so hard to can't wait till this works, whatever that transition is for you, you need to take a limiting belief and rewrite it as an empowering belief. When you do that, you'll become virtually unstoppable. That's the true definition of grit. That's the true definition of leadership. That's the true definition of success. I believe in you. I believe in you more than you believe in you. Even you might have a laundry list of reasons you're not qualified. Dude, there's nobody who has ever been qualified for any job they've ever gotten in the history of the world. Every person you've ever looked up to was unqualified for the job that you know them for doing. Unqualified, 100%. 100% every single time. The difference is they didn't let that stop them from taking action. So yeah, you probably, I don't know, maybe you have a real lack of social skills. Maybe you're cripplingly shy. Those things are changeable. Those things are changeable. Maybe you get completely overwhelmed looking at data and spreadsheets. I don't know how you're running an MSP, but maybe that kind of data just overwhelms you so bad. Get a tutor. Ask ChatGPT to train you. Go to youtube.com and let people and learn how to do it. Read a book a day. I don't know. Anything. Do something. Do anything. Maybe you don't have the energy. You should start exercising and eating healthier. You'll have more energy. You'll concentrate better in the second half of the day. I'm standing at a standing desk. Do you know why? Because I have severe ADHD. Severe. Not in the cute new TikTok way where everybody who just can't concentrate thinks they have ADHD. I'm talking on drugs at 11 years old. Major ADHD, okay? But I had to make a decision at some point. Is that going to determine my level of success or my level of failure, or is it going to determine my level of success? And I've chosen to create a world for myself where I have help in certain areas that I need it, like administratively, because I really lack in those areas. But there's a lot of strengths to having severe ADHD. But for example, I have to stand at this desk because if I sit, I lose my train of thought for long periods of time. Also, if I sit all morning, by 2 o'clock, I'm super tired and I can't really concentrate. So I can get way more deep work in a day if I stand all day long. So I got a standing desk. I solved the problem for myself. Now I have to stand all day. It'd be more comfortable to sit all day, but I would rather be successful than be comfortable. This is a mindset you can adopt. You can have everything you want in life. Everything you want in life and more. If you stop looking at all the reasons this isn't going to work and start seeing them as overcomable barriers, as hurdles for you to leap, rather than boundaries and barriers that are going to slowly crush you. Is there a takeaway for this? I don't know. I think there's probably 30 in here. It's probably the same one said 30 different ways. I want the best for you. I want you to have everything you want in life. And because I feel so strongly about it, I'm not comfortable letting you excuse your way out of your destiny simply because you don't yet have the inner courage to do what you need to do. Listen, you clearly know where I stand on this. I hope this was helpful for you. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. I'm here if you need me. You know how to get a hold of me. Go to the website, mspsalespodcast.com, feelgoodmsp.com, submit a contact form. If I pissed you off and you have a strong counter argument for this, you've got all the reasons why I'm wrong, write me. Go to feelgoodmsp.com, say contact us, say reason, other, and write me a big, long dissertation. I'd love it. Please do. But just know, I'm probably going to read it, and I'm probably going to respond. Keep your head up. You got this.